morning, everyone. Welcome to day 13 of the ETL challenge 2. So I am actually, so last night, my husband made spaghetti for the boys, and I'm sure some of you know and some of you don't know, I absolutely love spaghetti on green beans, like way better than, there's nothing wrong with pasta, but spaghetti sauce with green beans is, oh my gosh, so wonderful. So I actually went ahead and just took that with me last night and took an orange. And I had some of the Nutritarian Parmesan left over, so I sprinkled that on top of my spaghetti and it was fabulous. Oh my gosh, it tasted so good. I was so excited when I ate it. It was wonderful. Anyways, so I am home now actually from work and I'm hungry, but I wanted to make something that was breakfasty and I wanted to make something that my husband could have with me. He actually is taking the boys to school. And so I was looking on the website and I really wasn't interested in any of the oatmeal-y fruity type things. So I picked something called garden eggs and tofu with salsa, which we're gonna leave the eggs part out of here totally. But anyway, I wanted you guys to be able to see the recipe here. So that's the ingredient list and there is the instructions. So this, there's very little that I'm changing about this recipe. I say that and then I change stuff, but there really isn't all that much that I'm changing about this recipe. So the first thing that you do is you need half of an onion chopped, a medium zucchini. It's supposed to be grated, but I just chopped mine into little pieces. A carrot grated, and 2 cups of either chopped Swiss chard or spinach. I'm actually just gonna use baby kale. So you are supposed to put those things into a pan and saute them with a little bit of water for 2 minutes. And then you're supposed to add 1/2 of a medium tomato dice, which I'm leaving out. Normally I would absolutely include a tomato, hands down, but my husband does not like chunks of tomatoes. Like, he likes spaghetti and he likes ketchup and salsa and that kind of stuff, but not really, no, he doesn't really want to eat a tomato. So I'm just gonna leave the tomato out and that's fine. 2 cloves of garlic, and you're supposed to use Herbes de Provence, which I'm not actually sure what's in here other than lavender. I know there's spices in here, I just don't know what. It doesn't say. But there's definitely lavender in here, and it smells horrible, honestly. I don't know. I'm not a big lavender fan, so, you know, if you really like lavender, you should definitely get some of this. And try it out if you've not tried it before, but it's not high on my list of things. But anyways, so you cook that for a couple of minutes so that the vegetables begin to soften. Then you want to use 1 cup of firm tofu. But seeing as I'm not including eggs, I'm just going to use a whole package of tofu. And my husband's going to eat this with me, so splitting that half and half should be just fine. So I'm going to crumble that into the pan. And then, after you have scattered the tofu over the vegetables, it says sprinkle with 1/8 of a teaspoon of curry powder. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not a huge curry fan, but it's 1/8 of a teaspoon. I can't imagine that being a bad flavor in there, and it's such a tiny little amount, so I think that's probably going to be fine. And then you want to cook that on high until the water has been cooked off. So hopefully that will work out relatively quickly. I don't know, we'll see. And then once that's done, you want to reduce the heat to medium, and you want to, at this point, stir in 3 beaten eggs, which I'm skipping entirely, but it's supposed to bind the vegetables and the tofu together. So you're supposed to do that until the eggs are cooked. We're just going to skip that entirely. It also calls for 1 ounce of, well, it says non-dairy mozzarella cheese substitute, and a 1/4 cup of salsa. So my husband made salsa the other day and he made a video for me, for you guys. I have not put it into a video format yet. He's very nervous about this. So you guys will have to leave nice comments when I put his video up. I mean, he's not on it per se because he doesn't want to be on YouTube at all, but his little hands are on there when he's doing stuff. But anyways, so I'll put that video together pretty soon here and get that up for you guys. It's an SOS free salsa. That's my husband's recipe for it, and it's very good. I really enjoy his salsa. It's a lot of work, but it makes a huge amount of salsa. So he has enough that he puts it in the freezer he only makes it once probably every, well, it depends on how much he eats, honestly. So I think he makes it maybe once every 3 to 4 months. I'm not 100% certain about that though. Anyways, so you're supposed to top this with grated cheese and salsa, and then you can serve it in a whole grain tortilla shell, it says, if you want to. So I did get the brown rice tortilla shells out of the freezer. I'll ask my husband when he gets home whether he wants his in a shell or just dished out. But yeah, so there's the vegetables that are going in there. So I've got the onion and then carrots, zucchini, and this is some wilty baby kale, but it'll be okay. It's gonna get cooked anyway, so being wilty is not too big a deal. So I'm going to go get that started, and I will see you guys when I have a plate full of food to talk about. I was really excited about the last tofu recipe scramble that I made because it was stinking delicious. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I'm hoping that this one will be really good too. I'm a little concerned about the 2 teaspoons of the Herbes de Provence because I'm not a huge fan of lavender, so we shall see. But lavender and curry powder, sounds like a really weird combination to me, but I'm hoping this is gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna go cook and I will see you guys in a little bit. And depending upon how bad traffic is, if my husband, when I'm done cooking, if he is not close to being home yet, I'm going to go walk while he comes home. And then after I eat, I'm gonna finish jogging, with jogging a little bit. But he'll probably be home before I'm actually done cooking this. So we'll eat and then I'll do a little bit of jogging. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so I have food put together for my husband and I. So come on down to the counter. So my husband is going to be in a tortilla shell. And so he's going to eat some of this first, and then he's going to wrap it up because that was way too big for just in the tortilla shell. And I just have mine on a plate. So that's, anyway, I haven't tried it yet. My husband did try it, and he said that it tastes fine. I bet you that he would have liked the one that I made the other day, probably a whole lot better because it was really, really, really good. But let's give this a try. And I ended up putting a little bit of the Daya cheddar cheese on it rather than the mozzarella cheese that it calls for because I really didn't think that mozzarella would be the right flavor. So did cheddar instead. Ooh. Your salsa is spicy this time, babe. I'm a wuss.
Okay.
Let's try it without some salsa. Hang on a second. Okay, here's the deal. I still don't think I like Herbes de Provence. I don't think I like lavender. However, that's not bad. I would definitely make that exact same recipe and just leave the spices out of it entirely and put whatever spices it is that you like in it. Because the vegetables and the tofu are awesome, and having a little bit of cheese on it is awesome, and just putting some salsa on it would be terrific as well. And then just leave the other spices out. Because I probably should just get rid of the Herbes de Provence, and then anytime I have a recipe that calls for it, just not make that, because I'm just not a fan of lavender. But it's okay, and it's edible, and I'm going to eat it because I'm hungry. So that is it for me for this morning, guys. I did not get a chance to exercise in between cooking and waiting for my husband to get home, so I'm going to have to do that after breakfast. But that's it for me for today, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.